It's just really easy. It's really, really easy. And I was a little bit nervous to start off with, but it's just low maintenance. And it's nice because there's so many different settings on there as well that you can put in holiday mode and you haven't got to be concerned about a massive gas leak or anything like that. It's just, yeah, I would tell people to do it. I knew the building regs were going to change this year, so that anything that got approved beforehand had to be like eco-friendly. So when we were kind of looking at the various options, air source heat pump seemed the most viable. But we did, alongside that, we did also incorporate other elements like PV panels, underfloor heating. So we kind of made sure that it was a nice, efficient system. I wanted a self-sufficient house, a house that could kind of just run itself and I didn't have to do anything. Low maintenance is key in my life. So yeah, I just wanted something that was going to be easy to manage and kind of just be left to its own devices. I did look around and I spoke to lots of other people, mainly because I want to make sure that I was getting the best for my money as well. I want to make sure it's financially beneficial and it was going to be the best product that kind of worked for us. So when I kind of done my research and looked at the finances of it, CB Heating was the best financial aspect and it was best looking air source as well. So that's kind of why I went with them. And I looked at the reviews and everything looks really positive. So you kind of trust Trustpilot. So yeah, that's why I went with them. I think the biggest thing for me, I haven't had much involvement in air source. You kind of think, oh my gosh, it looks really scary. But when I was shown how to use it now, it was like, oh, okay. It's literally all I have to do is press a couple of buttons if I need to. So yeah, that was the only thing I would say that I was unsure about, is understanding it. But they were brilliant at kind of explaining it all to me. I never think about it. I never think about it. And it's funny because our gas boiler, when we did have gas, used to lose its pressure all the time. And it used to drive us mad because you'd go and run hot water and there'd be no hot water. It's just, whereas it's literally effortless to me. I don't touch it, I don't hear it, I don't go anywhere near it because I don't have to. I've been in there once just to turn the water temperature up and that was it. So I literally, it's just something that's there in place, but I don't ever go near it. If anybody was concerned about that, I wouldn't be concerned because it is really easy to adapt it to whatever person likes, their temperature kind of thing. So, yeah. So I did. So that was when I had to change the temperature of water. I kind of went on the little digital board and you see all the options. You're like, okay, I don't want to mess anything up by pressing the wrong button here. So I rang and it was literally a case of pressing a button 3 times, turned the dial to turn the temperature up, and that was it. It was super easy and it was effortless. And I know when I originally was like Googling, as you do, to kind of search how to change it, there were so many YouTube videos that came up which were really helpful. So yeah, I wouldn't have had any concerns, and I haven't had any concerns about it. Yeah, you kind of forget it's there. When we eventually made a decision to go with CB Heating, we were on, I think it was in 6 or 8 week time scale. So it was a kind of mad rush to be like, okay, this is when our house is being first fixed. This is when we need everything, all the initial plumbing and electrics to go in. And then it was like weeks later before it was going to be ready for second fix and final installation. So I was in panic mode because I was like, oh my God, what, they can't get it done in time. But the guys at CB Heating were brilliant with organising it so it tied in with us on such a short notice as well. Yeah, so they kind of just wanted to make sure that I was satisfied with the installers and the work that the installers had done. And then they wanted to ensure that I knew how it worked and how to change anything or turn anything off if I needed to. And to have that refresher is quite nice, just to run through everything again. Yeah, I found that helpful. Yeah, it was, I think her name was Kaylee at CB Heating. She was brilliant with sorting out, because we had a little bit of a mix-up with the design halfway through, mainly because we had to change some internal bits, which then changed the design. And rather than kind of saying it's our fault or anything like that, she was brilliant at going back to the designer, and then they redesigned it within like a day, I think it was, to adapt it to the changes we had to make. And she was just really good, and she kept me up to date. And I'm somebody that likes to know what's going on, when it's going on. And yeah, she'd emailed me just to keep me informed, which was, it was nice, because it just meant that I could be a little bit more organised. I think for us, because we've done our research, they've not been that bad. We added PV panels onto the side of our roof, which has a battery backup, and we wanted something that would kind of work cohesive with it, because it does run more efficiently like that. I'd probably say the design of them. I didn't realise how many different designs of air source there are out there. I've seen ones which are like just a normal white box, and you kind of think, oh God, they all look like that. But there is so many different styles out there that they do look a little bit more pleasing to the eye than you think. So that would be the one thing that I would say. But yeah, because we paid so much attention to the detail surrounding the house with the black cladding and everything, I really didn't want this white box just sat there looking completely out of place. So it was really nice that with the designer we managed to agree on one that had this beautiful black grille in front of it, which ties into the house, and then it's silver on the outside, so it just doesn't look out of place, and it doesn't look like it's just kind of been dumped there. It does look like it should be there, and it works really nicely.